if you can't play a defense if you're a linebacker, you can't affect the run if your linebackers are not making plays, if they're not getting off blocks. Your
Mm-hmm.
linebackers got to get off blocks. Your linebackers can't get caught on blocks because when your linebackers get caught on blocks, then your safety is leading your team in tackles. And when a safety is leading your team in tackles, that means you're getting gashed, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
You're getting gashed if your safety is your leading tackle. Now, I I didn't see nothing from LVE today, and I ain't see nothing from Clark. I'm starting there, and then I'm going with them cats behind them. Hooker,
Hold on,
you
hold on.
don't
Let's
notice,
stay,
bro.
wait, hold on. Let's stay with the backers. So I know you say you starting now. What are you doing?
I give Harper some run. I mean,
Which one
give
you take? Which one you taking
Harper,
out?
Harper,
And
bring me Harper and Bell. Sit Luke and sit Clark and LVE on the bench,
you gonna
or
sit
put
Clark? You gonna sit
put.
Clark and LVV and
I
put
I
in
put
Harper and Bell?
I get yeah. I
I'm a
give
five.
green dot the curse. I give the green dot the curse because that's gonna keep him focused.
Shit.
When Curse had the green dot, he was focused. That'll give Kurt. That'll keep. Cause LVE having the green dot ain't helping shit. They were having lack of communication issues the whole game today.
Yeah, it
I'm
was some
not.
communication issues
I'm not
for sure.
denying. I'm not denying that it was a lot of communication issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would take both out. Like
Give Harper some run. Don't take both out. Then the Harper and LVE, or LVE and Bell, Clark and Bell. Do something. You got to do something, man. Hell, put Michael back there. Shit.
that's what. But
Do
that's what I was
something.
saying. I was talking about. I
Do
would move
something.
Michael Parsons back there to give me more speed. I would put Devin Harper in as well. Curse is concerned. Actually, I'm gonna just say this. I thought all three safeties was concerning to me. Like
And
even when, like, I know you when you do your assignments, you're supposed to do it. But if you mess them, do you have the recovery speed? Like at least to try to cover your mistakes. And it's just that time when they are out of play, they are completely out. Van Der Esch had a real rough game today. Like he was really struggling. Curse was struggling. I mean, I would put Thompson in, JT. I think I would go with more than Lotto. We saw at the beginning. I would definitely give Harper some run. Because we had a lot of struggles. So what else are you doing? Is that it?
I mean, I want Wanye to get some more run. I felt like he should have got some run over Dono anyway. Just because of how he was playing. Like, if you want to spell Dono in and you bring Dono back, slowly, I would have more or
Right.
less, felt that would have been a better, because they bring energy to the defense. Like, we didn't have no energy today.
No speed, no
We didn't have
attitude.
no speed, no attitude. We didn't get no turnovers. We didn't even get a tip ball. We didn't even get nothing. No momentum
LVE
change.
straight dropped the pick and it got caught for a first down.
No momentum change. LVE dropping. If you're gonna tip the ball, man, knock the mug down. Like, just nothing, man. Like
So wait a
they
minute.
use it.
Would you take out Dono and Malik and put in Wanye and Israel?
I tried, yeah, but Israel was inactive today.
Yeah, he was.
I know,
He was
but
inactive today. Yeah, you got to do something, man. Like, hell, I don't know. We didn't see J. Lou today. J. Lou didn't he got a
played.
penalty. But I'm just saying, he got a penalty, but you ain't see him make any big plays because it looks like they was attacking, Gilmore and attacking. They went away from Bland. And then on that red zone, why are you playing man? Play zone. Why are you playing man in the red zone? Come on, man. Come on, DQ.
I don't know, man.
Come on, DQ.
You're asking me? I have no idea.
Come on, DQ. No, I'm just saying, just why you playing?
Yeah, I know you're asking. You just rhetorical.
In the red zone, man.
Yeah,
like, come on, DQ. Like that's an easy rub. I'm gonna run that rub route and make him. I mean, he had the whole freaking right side of the end zone. Like, I don't give a damn what type of cornerback you are. You're not gonna make that play.
That's what. Thank you, B. Thank you, B.
That's a hell of a throw.
That's a hell of a throw.
I don't care what you can run a 4-1. You're not gonna make that play.
Oh, I know That's just D trying to hate. He taking shots because he was like,
I mean, you're not gonna make that play, John. You're not. I don't care how fast you are.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I'm just saying that's just D. I'm sitting here like, dog. There's no way he's
even on the deep ball to Hollywood Brown. That's a hell of a throw and a good ass catch.
The play takes so long to develop, so it's like, where's the pass rush to kind of help?
Exactly.
Exactly.
They took their shots when they max protect. They took their shots.
So I agree with you. If anything, I would have made it look like man and dropped in the zone to maybe he would have forced something in an area where you can play something on the ball. But yeah, they had a lot of problems, and they had nobody on the defense to kind of ignite anything to turn them around. I didn't see a lot of shots on the sideline, so I don't know if anybody was telling anybody like, dudes, we are really out of position here. We're not in position. It was just so frustrating. Oh my Lord. I know
I'm still on, man, but I'm going to get my wife from the airport.
No, it's all good, brother.
Yeah.
Dink.
I'm gonna throw you. Well, let me just say this. As we said in the text message, John, elite defenses don't play this bad. They don't give up 200 yards. But I'm about to throw a curveball at y'all, and I know y'all been watching the last 3 games like I have. Part of the problem the Cowboys have in the red zone, they need another player to go with CeeDee Lamb. I like Cooks. He's there for a reason. But we need another playmaker, bro. We need another playmaker.
But that's the thing I was saying, Dick, only in the sense is I don't understand. I like Cooks. I'm not a big fan of throwing the little dudes in traffic.
That vertical threat.
It's a vertical threat. So you got tight ends who are all 6'6".
Yeah, that last pass, I was telling my man, I said I don't know what that was doing. I mean, but at the end of the day, if you watch that game, even not in the red zone, who do we have besides CD?
Not a goddamn body.
You mean that's
Gallup?
Huh?
That's a playmaker? Or
Gallup.
Playmaker.
You got Gallup, man.
They got other playmakers. But you're talking about as a pass catcher.
I'm talking pass. All right, let's call it.
Okay, hold on.
If it ain't a slant, or
let's call a spade a spade, fellas. Let's go back.
Starting to limit that route tree though.
Let's go back to 2021 when we had CD and we had Cooper and we had Gallup. We had CD and we had Cooper. We had 2 playmakers, bona fide. We ain't got that now. We ain't got it. And I'm telling you, I think that's part of our problem in the red zone.
I think Brandon Cooks is a playmaker, but
I do too.
I think I agree with what you're saying. That's not his strength. I don't understand why you sending him in the coverage, but then again, I don't understand why the quarterback is throwing into coverage like that.
That last one, I told somebody, man, I said, hell, it is what the fuck it is. That's the worst throw I said.
I'll say this.
I'm with Dink on that. Ain't concerned. I'm with Dink on that one.
He's
trying to make a play. It's a bad decision.
He's
trying to make a play.
He's trying to make a play, but there's still 2 more downs left to score.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
you got to know time
about that.
He got to have it. That's just bad situational football.
Well, he should have. I think he should have ran, but that play right there. I mean, we can say it was interception and all that, but it never should have came to that, man. Like we had,
true. I mean, they didn't help him on second down either.
They didn't help him on second, and we need another offensive.
Like what was that? What was that play where they brought CD in motion? They had Tony Pollard in the backfield, and Brandon Cooks was on the right side of the formation, and like everything was bunched in that little thing. So they showed it from the end zone. So you look at the defense; they're looking at the whole thing. It's like you see all the activity, you know it. Everything gonna happen inside, right there in between the tackles. I was like, man, who called that?
But you got that PI call.
That was pass interference.
Of course it was. PI.
Yeah, it was.
He wasn't looking for the ball.
That was PI, man. Yeah, we all agree on that one. That was a pass interference call.
Yeah. All the way. I mean, up until Dak threw that interception, man, our offense was We moving the ball like it ain't no ball.
But that's been a thing for us.
They were running the ball too to get down.
Yeah. I like the running. I don't understand why they didn't play off of that a little bit more and no play.
180 some running yards today. When the last time they had 180 rushing?
Man, the talent is there. We just need another playmaker to go with CD, bro. CD can play. I mean, the guy can play, but we need another pass catcher, bro. Another playmaker. And I like Cooks. Cooks is there for a reason, but
would you?
I'm not gonna say we need another playmaker. I think we need better scheme in the red zone.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely need better scheme. Got to scheme that a little bit better.
I don't know what's the name? Hendershot? Where the fuck is he being? And I like Jake
Ferguson. You asking for like so
that's
like
a 50-50 ball for sure, man. Even no matter what the route is, it's a 50-50 ball.
Yeah.
Like what Don, gonna catch it or he gonna drop it.
And like what John was saying, like with you want your big 6'6" targets to be there to be the ones that catch in traffic. Which of those 3 tight ends have showed you that they can make catches in traffic? At least the first 2. We ain't seen Shoemaker really.
We got a
consistency. I saw Hendershot last year. I like Hendershot.
Well, Luke made a touchdown last week. But I'm just saying, what I'm saying, D, is if you're gonna run that type of the scheme, the plays they're running, I'd rather have somebody big down there as opposed to small players. That's one thing I would do.
Yeah.
But the way they're running the football, I think I would have been doing things to run off the football. Even if I'm running receivers to clear space a little bit. But whatever it is, it has to be quicker. It's just taking too long to develop. The closer we get down there, and when you have a back end in the end zone, that's an extra defender. So it's just like
the defenders know, like the defense, you can tell they're purposely making Dak look. I don't know how many directions, and then they know as soon as he try to move, that's it. The play is over, man. Like, I hate to move out of pocket.
I hate to say this, but I got to give credit where credit due. Even though I didn't like his play calling. Kellen Moore was hell in the damn red zone, bro.
I said that last week.
I'm not saying bring him back. I'm not saying bring him back.
No, what I'm saying is I disagree with that. Y'all need to go back and look at it.
In the red zone? We had no one offense in the red zone.
Thank you, Don. 2 straight years.
Yeah, for 2 years. He's right, too. We did.
I'm saying.
I might not like his play calling, but hey, he got him in
the problem with Kellen Moore was situational play calling. He would do shit like
dumb stuff.
Yeah, but like in terms of like his effectiveness in the red zone, it was legit.
Yeah, he was good in the red zone.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
it was legit against trash teams. Go back and look at his stats against teams.
Number one.
And Mike McCarthy's scheme is trash against trash teams.
Hold on, I can't necessarily say that because I don't know completely.
All right, hey, well, look, this is week 4, man. By now we should start seeing whether or not they're gonna have it all fixed, like they say. That's 4 weeks. You guys have played in the preseason.
You mean offensively?
Yeah, in the red zone.
I'll say this. This is just my opinion. I don't think things get like fixed like that. I just think that's something you go into the season. That's how I look at it.
That's what I mean.
I never buy that stuff where people be like, "Oh, by week 6 we'll be." No, you should. I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect, but when you start to have struggles and you continue to put that on tape, teams are gonna put you in those same situations to continue to have that. You have to overcome that. And I don't like. I'm gonna just be real what it is. Either your quarterback has to make better decisions, he has to overcome stuff, or also he has to be the voice to say these plays are trash. And if you can't do that, that means the play caller has to be the guy to overcome that. And I agree with what Reef said. I just started seeing the same stuff we would normally run, and I started seeing a quarterback getting pressed and throwing into traffic and just not playing free enough. If you're going to run. Don't make that your last option. If you're going to do a quarterback run, make that be a design play and run. He's not an elite runner. He can run, but he's not an elite runner.
He runs.
I don't even need to be elite though. I just need you to keep the chains moving on, man.
No, what I'm saying by that is like sometimes where he's drifting and people say, "Oh, take off." He doesn't have the ability to me just suddenly turn the corner. He just
goes, He don't got that.
If you're gonna do a run, design a play where it's like
three techs run him down. 3 techs run him down.
And they probably do. But if they're playing a wide 9 on you, man, and you snap the football, and you can see right there between the guard and the tackle, there's a lane right there. If it ain't there on the first read, just take off.
That's what I was just about to say.
Right through there.
You go on your first read and your second option run.
On third down,
what he does is he'll do 1 read, 2, 3, and then he decides to run. And I'm like, by that time, he can't out. He's not going to outrun anybody.
Yeah, now you got guys, and they play zone too. So you saw a lot of guys just sitting there waiting on it.
Yeah,
and it was like, man, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man. Dak is good in his offense. I love the way he passed and everything. He needs another pass catcher, man. He needs one. If you watch the way he played, we know he threw that interception, but the game to me was.
But he nearly threw 2 other ones.
He definitely did.
Yeah,
he did. But you know, like Strahan said, quarterbacks gonna throw interceptions. I can live with that. I mean,
I get it. Yeah. But see, here's the only thing is, let's look at all the interceptions he's throwing. Like the pattern of them, they're the same thing. You forcing it in the middle of the field, you forcing it in coverage. So that, like what Donald said about Hooker, like, okay, I get sometimes you can be out of position or you can make a bad play, but when it's the same thing again and again, that's a pattern, and that's not good.
Was that last one on him? That
was terrible.
Who was that? Hooker's fault?
Yeah, they were playing too deep. The dude ran a deep crosser from the other side, and then they ran something shallower underneath him. So they basically made him choose. They made him choose.
Well, you know why they did that? Because they saw that shit on tape against the fucking Jets. That's why they
Regardless, though, like it's too deep. No one gets behind you. Period. Point blank. Like no one gets behind you. You let something underneath go. Like I get your pressing to make the play.
Hold on, dude. But Brian, are you driving?
Yeah. Can you hear it?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is
I can hear it.
I'm gonna boot you off and remove yourself off, but you're gonna be able to stay on. I'm gonna put D in, and after you get your wife and stuff, because how far are you away from home when you gotta bring her back?
It's like 10 minutes to there, probably about 20 minutes.
I
tell you what, I hit you back when I hit you back when
when you get situated. Yeah, when you get situated in. But you can still listen. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But no, regardless, you give up something that's as a safety, as somebody plays safety, you give up something that's shallower and come up and corral and make the play and minimize the game as much as you possibly can. You don't press the go. Like we didn't have to press. We had 10 minutes left in the football game. Like there was no. I get you were trying to make a play, but you're down 5 points,
and the momentum was shifting too.
Exactly. Just play deep.
And he
you give up the 30-yard play. Okay, they at the 40. They still got to go 50, and you still have it just don't make sense.
They got old coach, man. Y'all remember Rich?
Both sides of the ball.
You know what, coach? Hold on, I'm gonna say something on that one. Some Bill Parcells used to say, and God know this. I quote this all the time. I think it was Jumbo Elliott one time. It was something he did stupid. So he comes on the sideline. He said, kid, you can't be this dumb. He said, because what you do, because I don't believe coaches are telling them to do this. Like coaches ain't telling these dudes to do this.
That's true.
Yeah.
So the thing is, sometimes the play calling and all of that, but I also got to look at this as sometimes we're sitting here, we're watching this. And as we was watching this, I love reading the texts because I'm down one time. I said, man, we getting ahead. Sometimes I love reading what you guys text because sometimes you guys are texting before the play even gets played. So if you see this, we're not professionals. We don't get paid money for this. These guys do. So how is it they're not doing the things that they supposed to do? It's not like we're rolling out a team of second and first year players. These dudes have been playing 6-7 years in the league. So I agree. A friend of mine, she watches football. She don't know a lot. She doesn't know any, but she always say this: isn't the safety net? So she's like, he's the last dude. Why would he get out of position? She don't know a lot about football, but she know about the safety position. So Malik Hooker being out of position to me is not on coaching. That's on Malik Hooker.
Right.
The coaching part is whether or not you wish to keep him in there. That's where you have to make a decision. And it's just,
I would say
I don't blame that on coaching. I mean that's some taking.
No,
I get you with the scheming. I blame that. Whatever's going on in the red zone, that's not good play calling. I blame it also on the thing that's going on in man coverage. But also I flip it on this way. I remember one time Sean Lee questioned some of the stuff that was going on in the field, and the coaches would say, well, we're doing this. And he would get out of it. I got to have some of the players say, okay, I guess you, coach, you may be calling this, but we're going to go out of this because we know it. And I just think sometimes I'm wondering, do we got players who are just too dumb to know this? Some of this stuff is just frustrating, man. It's just simple stuff. And
John, I think we do got a lot of see ball, get ball type of players.
It's really appearing that way. Yes, that the IQ is highly questionable with some of the stuff they're doing.
Yeah. I gotta throw this out here too, man. Arizona was 0-2, but they had lost their last 2 games by combined 7 or 10 points.
No, they play everybody tough. They're
not bad. So I mean,
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
Yeah, but we beat ourselves too.
Yes, we helped them a lot. Yeah. You look at talent wise and the way things went. How many penalties did Arizona have? I didn't see a lot on that penalty.
No, they had quite a few too. They had.
But I think most of them was just the DPIs.
They had their share, but we played stupid. Yeah. But I'm you know what, man? I'm glad the Cowboys got tested. They got their ass whooped. They can wake up from this, especially the defense.
The only thing is though, this happened last year. We said the same thing. Oh, they're gonna wake up.
They never woke up.
And they never woke up.
Well, this is the 3rd game of the season. Hopefully they'll wake up. I mean, I don't know what happened, but we can look at the game and say a lot of it was self-inflicted. Second half, they came out played better, but hey, you know, I ain't gonna say the ship is sinking. The ship is sinking because of one game.
I'm not gonna say that.
No. I'm just of the opinion we got our butts whipped, self-inflicted wounds, and we can take the positives from the offense and the defense moving forward. Right. You know, because like the offense, I've never seen Dak this comfortable in the offense since he came in the league. He had some bad throws, man, but I don't blame this on him. The last play, I don't know what the hell he saw. It is what it is, but I take this performance and the way he's making better decisions than last year any day. Yeah. I mean, and I'm just saying, man, you know, the last interception, I'm like, well, what were we looking at? But if we don't call a spade a spade, call a spade a spade, man, you know, so.
No, I don't understand when we're running the ball that successfully and then we decide to pass it.
Man, they ran. Tony Pollard had 122 yards.
The first down, I feel like set them back. The first down, they let the defensive end in the goal line, the last drive.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I feel like the first down, the first goal, the defensive end, he went off free and they tackled him in the backfield. We lost a yard. If we didn't get a yard from that.
You're talking about the run play?
Yeah.
But even with that type of stuff, I don't think you should let that dictate you. You just got.
They came back and ran the ball again on second down.
Exactly. Right. With that goofy looking play where they had
TV and I'm sick of fucking seeing inside zone. I keep gashing them in the inside.
Yeah, that's a good
Christ.
I mean,
that's the reason. See, this is the type of thing I talk about, where I always talk about Troy Aikman, because Aikman would always keep the command, and even though he was like, all right, we may have this, we're gonna go back and we're gonna run this. I'm gonna hand this ball off. So it's like what you say is command.
So you think they should have ran the ball on third down and what?
I'd have ran the ball
on third down.
What I'm saying is not in that particular time, but there are times in the red zone where I just think they should have fed off the run as opposed to just setting up straight pass. Yeah. Like they didn't do any play action off of the run. So you have a success of it, but you're not fooling the defense. I could tell every time we was going to do a pass play.
Yeah.
So just times it's like, okay, get in a run set and you can throw out of a run set because we're having success in it. I'm not saying slam into something like you're on a 3rd and 8, but you could have been in a better situation where you could have had a 2nd and 5, and then you could do play action off of that. You could do other things off of that.
I think they should have ran the ball because they ran the ball 4 times in a row to get down to the goal line.
Yeah.
So I think once you got to that first and goal, that play should have been the play action right there. What are you doing? How was that not? Because they played the defensive end bit, even the read option right there.
He been hard.
That's the same thing I saw with the Jets. It was like we ran the ball down here, and I'm like, okay, let's do play action, but they stick and I sell out. And we just get
we ran the ball. We had like 20 plays more than almost 20 plays more than Arizona. 400 yards.
What was the time of possession?
Because we had more time of possession. Second half, we beat them. We killed them.
Yeah, because they only ran the minimal number of plays second half. I'm trying to see what time. 34 minutes. We had the ball for 34 minutes. They only had it for 25.
Red zone killed us.
Yeah,
Red zone killed them.
I don't know why you didn't do a simple play action. It works all the time. Tight end, go to the damn corner of the end zone, catch it all the time.
Yeah, and then a lot of other things you can do off of it. Like Don said, if he don't see his first read, he can run as opposed to waiting. Let the play, make it fast. Don't take so long for it to develop. It was very frustrating to see this. I mean, winnable game, but yeah, they got to get some stuff fixed.
Let me let y'all know the next upcoming schedule.
Here we go. It's the gauntlet.
Go ahead.
Exactly why we had to win this game.
Yeah, that's why I always be like, you want to get these wins, man, against inferior teams. Because it gets tougher later. And then you put this on tape. This is a lot of
that run defense was bad.
What happened in the first half, man?
And then all four of those teams, I believe, have had either 160 plus rushing yard game or a 200-yard rushing game. Specifically, the Chargers have had.
I didn't hear the names. I didn't hear the teams.
My bad. One more time.
Is he talking?
Yeah, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear anything.
My bad. I think it's because I'm going out of the stream to look it up, but it's the Niners, the Chargers, Rams, and then Philly. 2 out of those 4 teams have had 200-yard plus rushing game. All 4 of those teams have had 160 plus rushing yard game. We're gonna find out.
What I think it is, this is just me. I think is not having that second true linebacker on the field is really hurting us. And
what do you mean? You mean having 3 linebackers as opposed to 2 and then a nickel?
Yeah.
Okay. So but who would that be then?
We don't got one.
I mean, they got backers. I'm asking, what would you do?
I don't think the backers on the team is good enough to play, which is why they don't run that format or that formation.
I think they run the big nickel formation because teams pass a lot, and so therefore they want to have safeties who can play the run, but they want to have safeties also can deal with.
But Kurtz can't play the fucking run.
If you go back in the film, I counted 4 times Leighton overplayed the run and not waiting, not staying home, and he overplayed the run.
And so that really, but that
he's horrible. And he's horrible in space. Like, he looks awful in space, bro. Anytime, anything that requires him to spill. So basically, when they block down and he has to spill over, and you got to be that force player on that outside. All it is a quick jump cut, and he's automatically giving up 8 yards.
And they out the gate.
And it's just like.
So do you?
I don't know.
Here's the thing, though, B. If you take it, who are you talking about taking out? Because you said we don't have a true linebacker. So who are you taking out? You taking out Curse?
A Curse, whoever the Curse, maybe Bell.
I'm good.
I'm
cool with that.
Just them two who play that nickel, that big nickel linebacker spot.
But the problem with that, Damon, I feel like. Oh, my bad, John.
No, go ahead.
Nah, the problem with that, Damon, bro, we ain't got no Sam. We ain't got no true Sam on the roster.
That's what I said. I don't think we got the players on that to run the formation to take them out.
I mean, I can't necessarily say that because you can change things. You don't have to have Michael Parsons playing the defensive line.
Would you want him playing Sam, though, John?
I mean, for me, the way how I like to play Sam, I wouldn't play it the same way most people play. I play it as a hybrid. So I play sometimes when I'm going to have him come and rush. But I would rather put him off ball a little bit more because I think he has speed. And then I would put him in nickel situations. I just think they have some struggles. I would take Curse out. I would put in JT. I just think that he's bigger. He's much more athletic.
Yeah.
I would also move Hooker out. And I would probably put Israel some more burn.
But I don't want Israel playing free. So I would want JT playing free and maybe move Israel in the big nickel, but I don't know if he can even play the big nickel. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I'll say this. He sure hell couldn't play it any worse than what we saw today.
True.
So I wouldn't have a problem with that either. That thinking what you just said, because he sure can't play it any worse. They all are much faster than the guys that we had on the field today. Like you just saw it. You saw the difference in the first week as far as speed, and you saw the way it looked this week, where it was just like you saw guys having struggles. There's real struggles in space. So yeah, I would be okay flipping it. Like if they decide you want to put JT in free and you want to put Israel down, I mean, he should have hell wouldn't look no worse than Curse. Like Curse was having real struggles like today, and this wasn't even really a passing team that was like really kind of going at him. And so yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You just take Mike off, but you can always switch around with Mike. You get Devin Harper some burn.
Well, I want to say this too, John. Man, when the NFL teams lose like the Cowboys did today, a lot of people we know think the world is ending, but this ain't college, man. And the Cardinals is a good team. We did some dumb stuff, and this the NFL. It happens all the time. And
I agree.
I walk away from this. I always look at the positive and anything negative, a loss and everything. Offense, we can move the ball. We got the running backs. We did good. Think about it. Even though we missed a lot of linemen, I think Dak got sacked twice. Up until like the last minute, bad decision by Dak, I got to walk away offensively saying, hey, we got to fix the red zone and we can do better. Defense, we know they can play better. They got the ass whips. It happens. And I still think we're going to be something to deal with. We can learn from this.
That. No, I get the offensive line, I think, is good. The only thing is, I agree with Don said sometimes. No, some things are patterns, some things are concerning. So only thing I'm pointing at is the concerning things. The thing is, I believe we have personnel that can fix that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Right. But it's the concern because you look at it last year, inferior opponent. You come in, you play an inferior opponent, and you make them look much better than what they are.
There you go. Yeah.
I get it in the beginning. Sometimes you can start out bad. I've seen that happen. Teams struggle, like, all right, they in it.
Yeah.
Let's get ourselves together, fellas. But they never could do that. And that's just concerning to me that it's the same thing that's happening over and over. The world is not coming to an end. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But it's just a concern. I'm just man.
Trouble.
Well, because
it's trouble.
And because, like I said, as bad as we've been saying Philly and how Philly's been struggling, they when they needed to do what they got to do, I seen them literally go 2 straight drives, 10 plays, 10 straight plays drives, ran the ball 20 of the times, ain't pass it, walked up and down the field on them, blew that game out the water. I seen San Fran not skip a beat in the first 3 games. And those are the teams you're going to have to beat not only during the season, but in the playoffs. And now we're in a position where it's like, if we lose too much depth on them, you're going to have to win 3 games to get 2 games definitely to get to the NFC Championship game, 3 to get to the Super Bowl. Like it's going and all on the road.
Yep.
So that's what's concerning me.
No, I was just gonna say New York. Look at last week, man. When New York needed it, even the Giants, they were able to change up that game, man.
Yeah.
Because they spotted them dudes like I don't know how many points to start out with.
Right.
Well,
that's the only part.
We beat ourselves, man. The backbreaker to me.
But you're right. You can't help them, man.
The backbreaker was that damn holding call on Devin Harper. Was it Harper on that punt return? I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I mean, it was one of many. Like,
from what we seen, who's to say we was gonna score in the red zone?
That's true.
That's true.
That's why I say.
Well, it does.
But you ran clock though, trying to get back down the field.
We did.
Takes away the momentum of something that could have came from it. It's just that's the concerning thing. It was always crucial penalties and critical situations. You know,
what was the penalty numbers? Because they had to be terrible.
And we had 12 for
I thought 13 penalties.
And it was easily for over 40.
First half.
13 for 107.
We'll play better. We'll play better next week, man. We'll play better next week.
You're gonna have to. You can't. We play like that against New England, boy. It's gonna be a long. night.
Hell no! Not that damn Belichick
next week. Yeah, you cannot come out like that next week or even the week after that. Playing like that, you get run off the field, man.
And then you start off, and then we have a big worry starting off 2-2 going to that Sunday night game.
Exactly.
And and then don't think the 49ers we play like this won't run us out.
I mean, when you play like this is tape for everybody because that's what happened last year. Once teams find they can run on us, everybody just decided we're not going to get.
I don't know what we were doing in the first half. Like I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing?
So they weren't playing a team ball together, right? So you had guys doing their own thing. Like look at what Donovan Wilson did. Well, that's easily correctable, man. You got outside contain. Stay outside. Don't jump inside. What are you jumping inside for, man? You got guys doing it already. You got to trust the guy in front of you. And that's really what's messing them up, man.
And that's concerning when you got guys who are vets.
Yeah.
And
you're veteran. Right.
Yeah, these are veteran guys.
Not year one dude. Yeah.
And that's the concern that I have.
Now, I know I'm probably the only one with this, but that's what concerns me about Ford throwing the football over the middle.
I agree.
On third down. It's like, dude, you got 2 downs, man. You could have just pulled it down and just tried to run and get something.
Live the fight.
Don't get the ball back.
Tony was open 1-on-1 with a linebacker. If you don't believe that Tony Pollard,
that's a chance. No, it is. He was. He was out there. Now, he would have had it. He would definitely had it like shaking. But yeah, he had a chance. But that was a better throw though. Like
I don't know why he threw that. I'm like, come on, Dak. Damn, you've been doing good.
Trying to get the ball in zone, man.
Y'all might not agree with me because the way the count says, look, and John Dobbs outplayed Ford. He did. 18 of 21, a buck 90, not 9.
Hey, to be honest with you, that's the best I see him play, man.
Well, I'll say this, D.
That's the best I see Dobbs play.
He didn't make crucial mistakes. And that's what you want from your quarterback.
That's what it comes down to, right? Yeah.
You don't want to make mistakes. Your job is to lead your team to the end zone. It's not always about throwing.
Yeah, I don't know why Dak threw that. But I'm like, come on, Dak, bro.
Man, but you know what? I'm starting to think too, man. The teams are starting to like play him like they let him get whatever he gets, and they know that if you got to march down the field, eventually he's gonna crack. Like they don't give it a deep ball and just make him try to go down the field. Eventually he's gonna take a chance somewhere. Throw the ball in the
he's starting to show that. Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to see, man. It's like if he can get like a deep shot or he can throw the ball down, he's good. But if you tell that dude like 10 plays, you got to go down and you're gonna have to methodically go down the field, he's gonna throw that ball in the middle of the field for somebody. Look at the way he did with the tight ends, how he was throwing the ball to the tight ends, and there was so much traffic in there. And it's like, man, are you trying to force the ball to the tight end? Like, why are you even going there? Like, if it's not there, just throw it away or either run with it.
Even the one that Brandon Cooks on the stop, he didn't even breathe. He knew where he was going pre-snap.
Oh, of course.
Pre-snap. The dude was just looking you right in the eyes, brother. And it was a backup middle linebacker, bro.
Yep.
That's a concern. You have to be concerned about that. Because this game was very, very winnable. And you just can't make plays
Cardinals won't win about 3 more damn games, man, probably.
Then that's even worse. You ain't helping the cause here for me. That would be even worse. You just can't do that in those type of situations. You have to be better at situational football.
But again, man,
I hope they asked that why he threw that shit in the damn middle. I hope some reporter asked.
He's probably gonna say the same thing because he said it. He said it early. He said it last week. He said, "Yeah, we're getting the ball out fast, but I'm still gonna take shots and be aggressive."
I mean, you gotta calculate that risk. You see 3 dudes in the middle of the field. What the hell you think gonna happen?
Exactly, and that's what he did. I mean, that's what he did last year.
You know what I'm saying? Could have been tip ball, anything. That's how those picks come.
Yep, you have to be smart in situational football, and that was what was going on. That's when he gives them the freedom. It just makes me worry about what calls are being called in, what calls are being rejected.
But then what is he doing when he comes to the line? Because like
that's what I was trying to. That's why I was telling you. I was like,
you look at
I've seen McCarthy's offense. It ain't good.
And thank you, John. Thank you, John. That's worrying me. Like I'm seeing, like I said, we saw that fake. Like I said, we saw that fake slant swing to Dowdle against the Giants. We seen the sprint out used with CD that went to Brandon Cooks against the Giants. Yeah. We seen the screen to Dowdle literally ran when he broke like 8 tackles and it was going to be a negative. He scored on the play earlier in the game.
He
So
did.
we're running the same shit. Like I'm just looking at it and we're running the same shit. Like it's not like even from this year we're running the same things we've been running. I'm expecting more wrinkles into the West Coast system.
Well, they said
he just get the ball out fast enough.
Yeah, they said something about they was gonna keep a lot of the things in the offense. I wish we had a quarterback in the room because at least when I hear that, it's making me think, oh, is your player can't adapt to anything.
But even look at what look at you. I sent the quarterback school thing that he did on Dak. You know what the dude said about half of those things? Very rudimentary concepts, very simple. Slant, swing.
They are.
Oh, out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Out, swing on this concept when you're playing cover 2. And it's like very, 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 very simple. Like very simple. Like
there it is. But as the quarterback, you got to execute that, and you got to know difference with situations. You got to know matchups. It's just, and you got to be smart.
And a lot of the times, I did feel like Dak was smart. It wasn't like he was trying not to look downfield. It wasn't open.
Man, I don't know.
But here's the thing, though. As a quarterback, sometimes you got to look and say, okay, all right, we're not going to get the things downfield. So let's find out an attack. Let me put. Because you've seen sometimes a quarterback will grab a dude and put him in a different position and say, okay, we're going to match you up here. So there are things like what I would have probably took Tony Pollard and put him out and say, okay, let me match him up on this particular linebacker. We don't ever see any of that at times. And that's
really most of them out the backfield.
Right. And so as a quarterback.
I think they were scared to this game, though.
You can't play.
They did have some where they had 5 out. They had 5 out in the route, and he was back there by himself. So it's like you got to try something, man. Like if you a linebacker, and let's say Pollard line up in the formation, he's in the backfield. You see him motion out, and then the linebacker go out with him. If I'm a linebacker, I'm like, he ain't gonna beat me over the top. So I'm gonna be bailing as soon as the ball snaps. So that should be there all day long.
Right.
But they don't even try to exploit it, man. It's like, God, man, like you got mismatches on the field.
And 40 attempts is too high.
Right.
Yeah, he can't be throwing.
I always said it's 20. Some people say 30. To me, that number's too high. It's 25.
25 for 40. Yeah. You can't be throwing that football like that.
I can't have him throw because his decision making hasn't proven to me that he's like that. I think he's a damn good quarterback. He's not an exceptional quarterback. I've been saying that since last year. You can win with him, but you need help.
But what makes me nervous with him, man, is some of the things they ask him to do sometimes. Like these slants, he's always throwing these slants.
I hate
look at most of them. If you look at most of his slants, man, what side is he throwing on? He's throwing the right side. He ain't throwing on the left.
I know.
And most of them be late too. Like
on the field, if it's not on the field side, let him throw a slant on the boundary side, like with the hash closer to the sideline. That shit's damn near getting picked every time.
I can't stand that, bro. Yeah, I hate those things.
But with that to me comes down. You have to know who you have here. You can't be fooling yourself. So here's the thing. We've talked about this. I think Don has been with me. I don't know how you other three think. A lot of people keep saying, let's extend him. And they haven't. And I believe, I just have a feeling that they realize what they have. I think they're going to run this through his contract. I just think you have to look at what you have. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's horrible. You have to start to look and realize what you have.
Yeah, I'll run it down, man.
Yeah, I'll run it. I can't extend him. I can't extend him. This is a very, very winnable game. Yes, the defense did play poor, but there were times in the red zone you have to be able to overcome this. It's just stuff that's there, and it's stuff that you can't continue to do. Last year we saw this.
That's
like you throwing in the. He did it, but he did it at least 3 times in this game. Bad throws late. You got.
Yeah, I counted.
They don't help him either, though, man. They don't help him because that fourth down play where they went to Cooks, right? So you got Turpin and you got Cooks. They're almost running side by side with each other.
The same damn route.
What the heck is that, man?
This is where, to me,
the same route.
If I'm a quarterback and that's the play you call it in, I'm not running this shit. So as a quarterback, he has to voice himself to say, no, this is not successful.
Man, but you see Turpin slow up just so he don't run into Cooks on the route. And I was like, what the heck, man? I have never seen that before.
Why not just run Turpin on that? Should just run a deeper out.
Yeah, why did Dak just run the damn ball?
So you should have one guy that's
now on the flip side, what if there's a possibility he actually did call that for him and he doesn't run it?
Yeah,
I don't know, but it is bad. It just looks bad.
I'm just saying, if I'm a receiver, I come off the line, I'm like running right next to my receiver that's over here. That can't be right, man.
I'm not saying it is.
I've never seen that before.
I'm not saying.
I'm surprised that didn't get picked either because he had everybody drawn in tight.
And at first, honestly, when it was done like that, I was like, was this supposed to be a screen and they're using the receivers to block? Because it didn't look good. That was just a player that overcame something that was just really bad. That turned out to not be as bad as it could have been. That was bad.
I was just saying, I know if I see Dak throw another inside hitch on man-to-man with the linebacker shaded, he's been doing that for 4 fucking years, and I'm getting sick of it, bro. I'm really getting sick of it, bro, because he's not.
It's frustrating to watch.
I mean, but again, man, this is your year 8 quarterback doing the same thing every year in and year out, and so we still talking about trying to give him more money. I'm like, at this point, I've seen enough to where I'm like, you got to ride this out, brother.
Oh, no, they gonna give him more money. They gonna give him more money. They gonna give it to him.
Hold on, Dick. Based off of what?
Based off the fact that the Cowboys, based off the fact, man, they think they got a franchise quarterback. They gonna do it. I'll be shocked.
No, but all I'm saying is I agree with that from like over years past. But the last couple of years, especially this past year, they tell us one thing, they do something else. Like they keep talking extension, and they ain't gave him no extension. They said they bring Ezekiel Elliott back. They didn't bring Ezekiel Elliott back.
No, they didn't.
I don't even think they're having conversations with the man about no extension.
I don't give the opinion they have in that either.
They ain't got nothing to talk about.
Because here's the thing.
Give me some hardware, and then we can talk.
Right. You got a new OC, but we getting the same results.
Exactly.
Same results. Then here's another thing. If you go with it, he's had 3 different ones, and you have the same results. So it got to come to a point sometimes where you look at it and say, okay, maybe that's not the coach, that's the player.
Hey, because look, I've seen the head coach do more with lesser talent.
With less.
Exactly. I seen Brian Schottenheimer get, as an OC with the Jets, get Mark Sanchez to back-to-back AFC Championship games, and we all know how good Mark Sanchez is.
But you know what though? Mark also kind of appeared to know who he was a little bit more.
Yeah, like, he knew what he had to lean on. You're right.
Right. I'm not saying he was great, but sometimes players, you got to know who you are, and sometimes a coach got to remind that player of that. You got to know what you have. I just think there are times we've seen that he needs help. And I agree with Don. I think people are just like, okay, see if you can do 12 players down the field. And at times he seems to run his own. He don't even seem like he gets sped up defensively. He speeds himself up. And it's very, very concerning.
I just can't take the bad throw in the middle. I just shit like that. I'm like, come on, Dak. What are you? I mean, 3 defenders?
Yeah. I'm not saying he should run all the time, man, but like
he needs to run. He needs to run though.
He needs to run. I'm just saying he needs to run more.
Yeah, he does. Right?
Just to help out, because I think that'll help him. That'll help out with the defense.
Yeah, just
trying
run.
To stop him, as well as him in his own clock. Because I think sometimes he sits back there, and like you said, he goes 1, 2, 3, John. He gets to the third one, nothing's there. Now he starts moving around. Then he starts doing all kind of crazy stuff. And then it's like,
and he don't plan on his feet, and he throw across his body.
Tell me this though. That one play that they dialed up, and I think it was in the first quarter, where that dude was rolling to the left, and he threw the ball back over toward the right, like the middle. What was that? I'm like, who calls that kind of play call, man? Like,
you don't have Pat Mahomes, you do not have Justin Herbert, like, you do not have that kind of dude who can make that type of throw.
Yeah, I was like, man, don't do that again, man. I don't want to see that. Definitely don't want to see that. And I just feel like, man, with him, number one, he's not the most accurate quarterback. And then number 2, they ask him to do stuff and throw in real tight windows. And sometimes, man, you get what you get, just like now, where defense is picking him off. And I'm like, Now, if he was like Aikman, if he was Troy Aikman, and I'm not saying like I ain't trying to compare him, I'm just saying if he was a guy that was a little bit more accurate, that I knew, hey, 1, 2, 3, ball out, and I know where it's gonna be, then I'm good with that. And then he has moments where it's like that, but he's not consistently like that. That's why you hear the announcer say, "Oh, that was a great throw by Dak," and I was like, "Yeah, but how many of those can he do consistently? How many times?"
But that interception was just bad decision. You just don't make that.
That's terrible, man. That was terrible.
It ain't even about throwing. That's just a bad decision. Like
that's Dak Wilson level.
Like, bro, what you doing? Just don't throw the damn ball. Just run and take a sack. You know,
that's almost Daniel Jones like.
Yeah, you just some stuff like John said, it ain't got nothing to do with the coach. That's just a bad damn decision.
Right. And that's the thing. And I agree. I'm not saying the ship is sinking. Yeah. The concern is that I'm just seeing stuff that I've seen before. And it's just like you gotta correct it. Last week, I agree with Don. It's like, okay, you get a big win, you get flat. So they didn't do that last week. So I said, okay, that's good. Now you play with an inferior team. Yeah. And we're seeing what they did against Green Bay and Jacksonville. And it's just like these are the games you need to be winning. And I agree with Brian saying, sometimes it's gonna happen, but really, really good teams, they'll fix that. I've seen really good teams get challenged maybe in the first quarter. And they're like, you know what? Let's stop playing around. Let's get focused. Let's lock in. Let's clean this up. Let's put a forth a drive. Let's get them off the field 3-0. And I didn't see that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of
for example, the Niners Thursday night against the Giants. The Giants, that was a 1-score ball game.
Yeah, they was challenging them for a little bit.
You know what happened from the midway through the third quarter to fourth quarter, blew it right open out the water.
Right. And that was the case for them to be able to do that, and they just couldn't get out their way.
Yep.
Out of their own way. Again and again and again and again. It was a total team effort for it. Except I will give love to the offensive line. They played much better than I thought they would, considering the situation.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Running backs ran hard. Tony Pollard.
Dude, I think honestly, man, I would say now the biggest thing I was worried about is not really worried now. I like Tony Pollard and Rico together, that 1-2 punch. I like that.
Me too.
I like what I see on Hunter. I even like what I see on Hunter playing.
Hunter really surprised me.
Yes, he did. I said he proved me wrong. That. Good.
I'm starting to like
that double block. He got up next level. That was good. Yep. I was surprised Deuce wasn't used a little bit more. But
I didn't see him on the field. I don't know if he got run.
Yeah, I don't think he got any run. But the running back situation, that's why I'm saying, Dake, you may not necessarily have the pass, but you got other playmakers. You just got to lean towards. Sometimes you have to adjust what you have. But yeah, a little bit of a concern. We'll see how it plays itself out. Anything else? Play calling, Dan Quinn. I was a little surprised. Dan
Quinn. In terms of like adjustment, like why are you playing so much, man? Like, why are you playing so? Like, I get when you have Gilly and Trayvon Diggs, you could play 60% of man. You got 2 new corners in the mix now in 2 different positions. Can't play man 60% of the time. You can rush with 4 and win. If you don't believe that D-line can get after in 4, maybe they ain't as good as we think. But I believe they are. So, like, I believe you could win with 4. You do not have to have five guys and 1 near the line of scrimmage. Just play zone.
I think you try to make it harder for the quarterback.
Yeah. like in terms like because Kurtz can't. Like I thought we were saying he's a tight end stopper. Kurtz can't cover.
No.
He says he's a tight end stopper. Before you started jumping in, Don, myself, and Karen was like, we would have let all of those safeties walk.
Yeah,
I was fine with letting them all walk. Because I just thought that the younger guys actually had a little bit more range, a little bit more speed. But they have what they signed them. It is what it is. Can't change that right now. But yeah, he had some struggles today. But you said he had the flu though, right?
Yeah, he did have the flu throughout the week. But if that's the case, like you said on the phone,
that could
you shouldn't be fucking playing.
I agree. I wouldn't have played him.
Sit out, bro, and then we'll work through this week.
And can somebody tell me why Tyron was on the sideline?
Bro, that was
he had a knee. Was it a knee problem or something? His knee flared up.
When did his knee? But usually, if you're not
last night, they said like last night or sometime yesterday.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Why was he suited up?
That's what I'm saying. Was you supposed to be there for an emergency? Because they said there for an emergency. It's an emergency right now.
Yeah, they said he was gonna get some plays during the game, and I'm like, but he ain't starting, so why are you even playing?
Exactly.
That made no sense to me.
Yeah, he was pissing me off. Take off your goddamn shoulder.
Yeah, I just took the gear off, man. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, bro, because they weren't gonna let him play. They was trying to rest as many people as possible. I'm like,
yeah, I thought
that was just a bad.
Hey man, game, so what would you say about the center though? Hoffman, how good or how bad he played? I didn't think he was a problem.
No, he wasn't the problem.
I don't think he was a problem.
I think he played decent.
I thought he played pretty well.
Yeah, he did play pretty well.
The interior of the offense, well, Tyler Smith is Tyler Smith. But, yeah, I thought Hoffman played. I was concerned because I was like, Hoffman? But I thought he played pretty well.
He was just a little late, like, getting it. Like, he needed, you could tell, like, where Biotish, but he got the checks in terms of the blitz. He knows where to slide.
Yeah.
A lot of times he would go back to Dak to make sure. And that's fine. I get it. It's first start. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably he don't get a lot of time in practice.
So that's gonna be a question too. Is like how long do we have him in there? Is Biotish coming back next week?
Oh yeah, because he has a hamstring injury.
So what is that?
Yeah.
But, you have to work through that one.
And then
Bill, Parcells. Belichick is gonna try to attack.
Oh, of course, man.
But you know what? The good thing is they did play together today, so we have to see how they go forward.
Yeah,
I will say this though: we did the whole entire Falcons interior line was hurt, so they didn't have their starters hurt up front.
Regardless, we didn't have our starters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But if we don't have our starters, that's what's going to concern me next week because Patriots do got a good interior.
No, they lost two of the interior guys got hurt today.
Oh, in New England?
In New England. I was watching that game. I don't know how bad, but they got taken out the game. They didn't come back.
Well, that's a good.
But you know what? I agree. They did play backups, but even if we knew they were going against the backups, none of us was like completely, totally confident what we was rolling out there because it was just So I got to give them at least they did held up well. They did their job against NFL guys.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so maybe the depth isn't as bad as we thought. I just don't want to test it.
Me either.
Not
test it again in week 5. Please don't test it in week 5.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, I don't want
this offensive line in week 5, bro. It's gonna be a long.
Yeah, that's
man.
It's gonna be a long night.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long night.
Especially since we don't seem to have enough receiving talent to be able to at least get the ball out fast and do some what.
That's what it is, John. We don't have enough receiving talent. That's what it is. We need
not
more.
the type. But you know what though? I was talking to Reef. For me, I would really start to get Tolbert involved.
Yeah, I was just about to say, man, Tolbert can't get.
He did good against the Jets. I don't know.
He's a bigger receiver though.
Bigger receiver,
and he's fast.
Yeah, exactly. And I just saw what I saw last week. I said, okay, I like this. So get him involved a little bit more. And here's another one. To me, I know he's low on the depth chart, but he's another big receiver. I would at least get some plays to Jalen Brooks. I'm not saying
they had him inactive today though.
Did they? Was he inactive today?
No, he was inactive.
Yeah, I will at least try to get him a little bit involved. I'm not saying I'm gonna do a ton of plays, but just get some game action for him because he's just a bigger receiver, and he may need that, especially since Ford's a little bit inaccurate. He's throwing into traffic. I would rather have guys who are a little bit more bigger and maybe play a little bit more physical. Because
so you got the catch radius, a bigger catch radius than trying to throw to like Brandon Cooks.
Yes. Just a little dude, and as much as I love CD, he didn't like fight through one of
that fade down by the goal line. Like,
that wasn't good. It's like fight through it, but that
almost was like T.O. like right. If the ball went perfect, T.O. that dude just be like whatever, man.
And the thing is, he was such a big receiver. He used to frustrate me. I'm like,
just go take it.
You're so big.
That's what made Dez so great because Dez just go up there and just go take it. Even if he was on the throne like that, he would have pulled that right off right back off his shoulder pad.
And I was saying that going into the draft, I was like, give me a bully receiver. Because that's what Dez was. Even Witten, even at his advanced age, he was a bully guy. He was. Because he'd come down there and he would like lay in on you and then come off. Yep.
Every time, especially down the end zone.
Exactly. And
dang,
unfortunately, our tight ends doesn't show that, and we don't have a bully receiver. So you're gonna have problems. You gotta scheme stuff up better schematically, and we haven't did that. Yeah, this was a frustrating loss, man. I was just like, it's so
very frustrating.
Very frustrating to watch. But it seems the brothers are all out. Brian must still be driving with his wife, which I understand. Is Reef, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Anything else? Anybody got anything else to say?
Nah, we could be talking about the same thing over and
over.
Yeah. At this point.
Yeah.
Better get it right. Get it right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to see what they are.
It better be a get right game for sure.
Yeah. They was feeling themselves talking about how good of a defense it was, and they just
let's just stop all that for now.
Yep, they need to put a pause on that.
Let's learn gap integrity and let's handle that part. Assignments.
Brian, I see you trying to get back on, but your device is not connected. All right, hold up. We'll put you back on. Anything else you want to add, man? Because we done ran out of stuff to talk about. We know you back. Oh, he ain't got his headphones on yet.
Yeah, he can't hear you right now.
Which you want to get your headphones on, B?
Nah, we can kind of hear you talking, but I can't hear exactly what you're saying, B.
He getting himself situated. So yeah, I'm with you, Don. I'm not extending him.
I'm not. At this point, man, I'm looking at other options. I'm trying to look at how I can make the team around them better.
What y'all talked about, man? I missed the whole lot.
We talked about Dak Prescott not extending him. We talked about getting more speed out there. We also talked about getting Tolbert more burn.
Okay, so if you don't extend Dak, what's your plan?
I'm going to try to find out what I got with him. I mean, I'm going to draft a quarterback next year.
Okay, but if you ain't drafted in the top 10, what's your plan?
I'm drafting me a quarterback next year. I don't have to draft one in the top 10. I'm going to draft me a quarterback.
Have you been watching some of these college quarterbacks?
Yeah, I have.
You don't like quarterback. You got a quarterback, man.
No, listen, bro. Here, check it out.
You got to extend him.
No.
Okay, so here's my question. Are you ready to be in the top 10 in the draft? Are you ready to be in the top 5 in the draft?
I don't have to necessarily be in the top 5. I got this quarterback. Hold on. I got this quarterback in the 4th round.
I got the last franchise quarterback was undrafted.
Yeah.
And find me another organization that's been that lucky.
Dallas Cowboys.
That's it. So sooner or later, that luck is going to run out because you have tried to get other quarterbacks along the way. You have failed to get other quarterbacks. You lucked out, and you lucked into Romo, and you lucked into Dak. But
here's the question:
all the other quarterbacks that they tried to draft did not pan out.
Yeah, but I didn't have Mike McCarthy, so I'm going to have Mike give me an idea of who he likes. I'm going to go for that. I do not want to extend him right now because I still have him on the contract. He's not gone, but I just don't want to extend him. Today was a little concerning. It's not all on him, but it's still a little concerning for me that if I would want to extend him, but I could probably go for a younger option.
What was concerning about today?
The same things I've seen before with him. I've seen him sped up on his own. I've seen areas of certain throws that he can't make. I've seen him throwing the double coverage.
Triple coverage.
Triple coverage.
So let me ask you, what throws he can't make?
Well, there's a certain side of the field he can't make a slant.
He can't the boundary side of the field. He can't throw anything towards that side. It's always late. Whether it's a slant, a out, a corner, it's either late or underthrown. For example, the route that Gallup won and he got the DPI on, Gallup had to sit and turn around. He had him beat on the slant and go. That's got to be in his chest on the run in the goal line, like that. He can't be.
So we're being critical in week 3
of, and
No,
we've
no,
seen
I'm
8 years in the league.
and
He's 8
we've
years in
seen
the
him,
league.
and we've seen him. Wait, hold on, let me finish. And we've seen Dak make these throws time and time and time again.
No, I didn't see this
now,
last year. I didn't
so
see
now
this.
we
No, this
so
isn't.
now we go. So now
No,
we're gonna be critical.
no. This
Week
isn't
3.
just. No, this isn't just today. This
Come
isn't
on,
just
bro.
today.
The quarterback ain't
bro.
the issue.
I'm not
The
basing
quarterback
this.
ain't the
No,
issue.
I'm not basing this.
No. We're not saying he's the issue. What we're saying is what we see is kind of a trend based off what we saw last year as well. And now we're starting to see problems with him overall. If you look at from a quarterback standpoint, the throws, you look at it.
Dak is
It's gonna play out.
Man.
I'm gonna tell
That's-
y'all this, and I'm gonna tell
It's gonna
y'all
play out,
the
B.
same thing.
It's gonna
I'm
play
gonna
out.
tell y'all the same thing I told my son. Quarterbacks alone don't win Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I'm not expecting him
I
to
ain't
do
saying
that.
that.
So if you are set at that position, you got to figure out how to get to the Super Bowl as a team.
Oh, 100%.
Today was not on Dak Prescott. You do
No. We're not saying that.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
that.
we're not saying that at all.
If you got Patrick Mahomes as quarterback, and you go 1-5 in the red zone.
No.
But you gotta extend him. You gotta extend him.
No, you don't have to extend him.
You don't even know if you're gonna keep McCarthy.
Hello, let me answer your first thing before.
Give me some hardware first. Then I extend.
Okay, so let me be clear. Hold on.
I'll pay for that.
You ain't been here. You thinking we putting this all on him? We're not
putting it all
on them. Just be clear. What I'm just saying is you have to realize who he is. I've said he's a good quarterback. I'm not denying any of that. But today, once again, an inferior quarterback makes less mistakes. I can't have a dude making critical mistakes. But that's a big one. That's a big mistake, man. That's a big mistake.
It was more than one mistake. There was like 2 or 3 passes that should have been picked off.
We should have had 3 interceptions today.
Hey man, I'm starting to question how long y'all been watching football, man.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, please.
I see these mistakes from small quarterbacks, bro. Like y'all, a quarterback is not perfect. Quarterbacks make these same mistakes every freaking week, and y'all don't say nothing. But when Dak makes
hold on, brother. We can talk about other quarterbacks. We just talk about this particular game.
Yeah.
Come on now.
The thing is this. What I said last week, I think I was talking to Reef, and he was talking about how the Jets were. And I agree with him on all of that. They're a complete football team. They got a great defense, all of that. But what I said to Sharif, I said, yeah, you can have all of that. That quarterback can upend it. The thing is, the quarterback, I'm not going to sit and say he cost them this game. I'm not saying that. But the quarterback has to mask the problems. So if you have things with the defense having troubles, let me finish, B. If you have things, we all know you biased Prescott.
I'm not biased Prescott. I just hate to put everything on the quarterback.
I didn't put everything on him.
No.
We just asked. Okay, so what we saying? So what we saying is when the defense is getting gashed, if you see that they are struggling to get stops on a consistent basis, we need to be able to mask that and stay in the game.
Exactly.
Okay, so were you not in this game?
Yes.
Were you not in this game today?
Yes. Yeah,
if you do not go 1-5 in the red zone, do you win this game today?
It's not, but that even though some of that's on play,
the guy who has the ball the most times is the quarterback. There are things that he has to make. The thing is, we can't use Kellen Moore now. Kellen ain't here. But when you looked at what was going on today, it looked like Kellen was calling it. So there are things as a quarterback. I'm not asking him to be Pat Mahomes. I'm not asking him to do that. And I agree with you. Quarterbacks make mistakes. I'm critical on quarterbacks all the time. I say it all the time. They will lose you games, but they also can win games that you probably shouldn't have won. So we're in the red zone. There are areas that he has to do better. If there's a play that is bad, he has to I'm not running this. His decision making has to be better. And listen, I'm not trashing him. I've said he's a top 10 quarterback.
Me as well.
But I also
I'm not trashing either.
Right. I also have to say is this becoming a pattern? Because I'm seeing the same thing a little bit too often. just like we talked about Malik Hooker, we're seeing that. And you said it's a good play call, right? So you say you put Malik Hooker in a particular situation to expose that. So Don said something when you wasn't here. He said, you know what? The defenses now are doing with him. Let's see if you can march down the field for 12 plays and get yourself in a position. There are times he seems like he's speeding himself up. No one else is speeding him up. He seems to be speeding himself up. There is no.
He's pressing to make plays.
Yes, but how old is he? He's 30 years old. He's an 8-year vet.
Every quarterback, when your team is down, you're going to press and try to make plays.
Not Troy Aikman.
That's just man.
Troy different, man. That's our guy, man.
Right.
Troy's different.
Troy didn't have to press to make plays. Troy don't have the pressure that Dak has had on him. Troy was
hold on. Troy Aikman was a number one overall draft pick. Going to a team that was 1-15, he had a hell of a lot more pressure than what Prescott had.
We're talking about a guy. We're comparing a guy who didn't play in a social media era, who didn't play in a modern media era, to a guy that had. Troy Aikman didn't have no. He had pressure in Dallas. He didn't have no national pressure.
Hold on, I'm in Chicago. I used to hear about him all the time up here.
In Dallas, he didn't have no national pressure. Also, Troy.
National pressure. You out your mind? I do. I used to read the papers here. They would be drilling him in the Chicago papers. He had pressure. But even if that's the case, Twitter's bothering you so damn much, then you're not the dude I need. Instagram is bothering you that much. You're not the dude I need.
You got your Dallas media talking about the interception.
Of course.
You got the radio talking about the interception.
Of course.
You got everybody talking about the interceptions as if he the only quarterback in the NFL.
I ain't talking about the interceptions. I'm not talking about that.
Also as well. I'm just gonna talk about the game today.
When we did that, you insulted all of us and act like we never watched football.
Y'all, because some of the stuff y'all be saying, man, I be like, bro, like, come on, man, like, it ain't that complicated. It's simple.
I know he has to play better, I'm making it simple. What I'm making it simple is this: I don't want to extend him. He's not going nowhere. I didn't say cut him. He's not going nowhere.
So you gonna pay $60 million?
Yeah, I'll take that.
$60 million.
Yes, I would take that.
I'm paying $60 million next year for him.
Okay, check it out, Brian. All right, hold on.
I'm paying $60 million for him next year.
Hold on, Brian. So let's say this. I'm gonna go with your scenario. Let's say we extend him. I'll just say 3 years. We just say 3 years. Or 2, whatever extension you want to do.
2, it'll be 4, yeah.
So, okay. Say we add more weapons, and he still plays the same way. I want to find out, because here's the thing: he's been under 3 coordinators, and I'm not saying that the other coordinators were great, but I'm just speaking the facts of it. He's had 3 coordinators. There was one time he had Amari Cooper and he had Gallup and CeeDee Lamb, and you're still doing the same thing.
And in the playoffs, the defense gave up how many yard rush?
I'm not talking defense. I'm dealing with just the quarterback here.
That was 2019 before we even had CD. We just had Amari and Michael Gallup.
I'm talking about when he had CD, Amari, and Gallup. And there were times he still was doing things where you're just like, come on. I'm not saying he's a horrible quarterback. I'm just saying sometimes you got to come to the realization that maybe this is just what you have, and you got to go out and find your real franchise quarterback.
What you got to come to the realization is franchise quarterbacks don't grow on trees.
I agree with you. They don't. I never said that.
And what you also got to realize is you're dealing with a quarterback in Dallas that has not had great offense. This is his first real head coach.
Man, setting your feet is something you learn, man.
Thank you. Getting off the balls of your feet
is something you learn when you're 8 years old. Come on, man.
But here's my question. If you were saying this in game 1, I would understand.
No, I said this last year.
If you were saying this last year.
You just met me. I said this. I
was saying this last year for sure.
You ain't know me, B, but I've been having my criticisms on him as well.
If you were saying it in game 1, then I understand. If you were saying this game,
hold on, wait a minute.
I wouldn't say it in game one though.
Texas. I said when he don't plant his feet, that he's inaccurate. I said
but that's any quarterback. It's not.
That's not every quarterback.
Well, I'm not talking about them. If you want to pick another quarterback, we can talk about that one. I'm just talking about this quarterback.
It's 32 quarterbacks in the league. If they don't play, they're gonna have bad throws.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, right. So if we take your point, right, you're right, B. So if we take your point in year 8, why are you still doing that?
What I think you is you overreacted. You overreacted to our comments. None of us said, we all agreed that he's a top 10 quarterback. So that means he's better. We dropped the other 22. So no one said he's trash. No one said cut him. I get that. We didn't say trade him. We're just saying that the job of a quarterback to me is always when you having struggles, you don't add to the struggles. That's all I'm saying.
And the job also of an OC is to see when your quarterback is struggling to make the game easier for
Not when you're an 8-year vet. You got to know this by now. You get in the NFL, man. I can't relax. It's like this. You got kids?
Yes, I have kids.
Who's your oldest?
Who is my oldest? My oldest son is Bryce.
How old is Bryce?
He's 27.
Okay. So let's say Bryce go out there, get with a couple of hoes, sniffing some cocaine, driving fast. Somebody gonna say to him, man, you need your daddy to tell you what's going on, right? No, Bryce is a grown man who has learned from his father, who's learned life lessons, and he needs to apply them. We can't continue to say everything's on the OC for a guy who is an 8-year vet. You're in the NFL. There's some things here that I'm expecting you to be able to do on the field. Once again, we're not saying this is on him.
Hey, Doug, I don't disagree with you. But here's an example that I'm gonna make. In the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs versus the Eagles. Okay. How did the Chiefs score? They scored on two simple ass design plays to get their quarterback easy throws. It's football. Your coach.
Right.
If your coach is worth his weight in gold, he is going to know how to get your quarterback into situations where he can make things happen for him easy. 2 days.
I do not disagree with you on that. But you also, you're a football dude. So you know through the week, they game plan and they decide on what they like and what they don't like.
And you also have plays that you know you can go to. If you're a coach,
it's so, but if you're a quarterback and you know there's plays you don't like, you don't have to run them.
I get that. That's true. But you also, as a coach, you have a collection of plays that your quarterback loves to run. My thing is this: coaching wins in the NFL. It's a collection
wins too, though.
It's a collection of the front office, your coaching, and your team building. That right there is going to get you where you need to go.
So wait a minute. Hold on.
As an organization, the Dallas Cowboys have been limited in one or two of those areas each for the last 20-something years. They have been limited. Where you had one, the owner thinks that he knows how to pick head coaches and thinks he knows how to pick OCs. He mismanaged the Jason Garrett situation by not getting rid of Jason Garrett when he needed to get rid of Jason Garrett. He mismanaged when you got rid of Jason Garrett and you brought in Mike McCarthy. You should have gave Kellen Moore your walking papers then, and then right now, I feel like you wouldn't be having these situations. So for me, I'm not giving Dak a pass. Dak has issues, but I look at it as a whole. All quarterback has issues. You're not going to get a perfect quarterback.
I am not.
I'm gonna let you go. What you have with Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get you to a Super Bowl and win if you do the necessary things to get him there.
And you know what the necessary things to do for that is? There are things that you have to realize who he is and to take some of the things away from him. I do not believe that, from what I've seen at times, I don't believe he's a dude that can always do the heavy lifting. I just think he gets pressed. So I think. What you say?
No quarterback can do that.
There have been quarterbacks that can take the game and they're able to mask things. I'm not trying to be.
That quarterback can walk on water, man.
I seen Herbert's defense the past 3 games, bro, give up over 1,300 yards
Okay.
1,300 yards. You know how much they lost by in both games? 2 points. And he has one of the worst head coaches in football. He has the OC situationally play calling that we fucking criticized and mandered. And
I'm not asking him to be perfect, B.
Let me ask you this, Reef. What is Justin Herbert's record as a quarterback in the NFL?
Oh, it's mediocre. It's average. Middling.
Okay, then. So he ain't masking shit because he ain't winning.
Without them, they're the number 1 overall pick, and I promise you that.
Right.
What
I'm basically saying is he's there. It's just certain situations.
So trade for Herbert.
No, I didn't say no.
All right, B. Real quick. Okay, so B, would you say we got the front office down? We got Will McClay making good decisions, right? You got the head coach you want 3 years in. You got the DC you want 2 years in?
And
you got the OC you want 3. If we don't get it done in the next 2 years,
then
what is it
then? Buy.
But that's why I don't extend him. That's why I said don't extend him.
But done based upon the money, you gotta extend him.
Because we gotta extend him. Nah. Hear me out. What you do it? Well, one, they should have did some of the stuff they did do. Like one, I wouldn't have probably re-signed the safeties. That's one thing. That would have been money I'm saving. I wouldn't have extended him. That ain't because of the way they play today. I've been saying it in the offseason. I just think you need to figure it out. The job is the front office job. Your job is to figure out how we still keep this team without extending the quarterback. I just want to see him. I just can't. For me, I wouldn't do it. It ain't just towards him now. If I had any guy, I'm trying to think of who else is in the league around, get somebody comparable.
Kirk Cousins.
Who's that?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I wouldn't have never extended him back. Yeah, but I wouldn't have extended him either. Like
people have claimed when the Minnesota Vikings signed Kirk Cousins, the Minnesota Vikings thought they were a quarterback away.
They had a quarterback.
Super Bowl. They had a mediocre quarterback that got them to the NFC Championship game.
Right.
And they pissed it down their leg. They have not made it. They have not sniffed nowhere near the NFC Championship.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you on that. Here's the thing. I think we're gonna stay on the topic of quarterbacks because I don't want to seem like I'm just on Dak Prescott. I think at times because how important the position is, teams will stay with a dude who is either mediocre or solid, pay him great money, and expect him to be great. And I think you have to dial back your expectations of knowing the player that you have. Yes, I do believe, and I've said this many times, I think the Dallas Cowboys can go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott because I've seen guys that are less than him didn't win. But I also, this is me just from a front office, not a fan perspective. I still have to see it. It's the same way as I'm going to use other players, not necessarily him. It's the Michael Gallup situation. I have no idea why you would sign a dude off of injury. It's the same thing with Terrence Crawford. When he had that good year, then they extended him. I wouldn't have did that. I got to see it again. It's the same thing with Jalen Smith. He had a good year. I got to see it again. Right now, I have a new OC. We got new coaching. I still have him under one more year. I have to see this. I wouldn't extend him. I would find him. I haven't looked at how they doing their money right now, but I'm not extending him just because he's about to hit me with 60 million. I couldn't do that. I want to see what he's going to do. I'm not getting rid of him. I just have to see this. I have to find out whether he's the problem or if it is the play calling that's around him. I just wouldn't do it.
I don't think he's the problem. Today, I think it was, for one, we going past. You got 3 new offensive lines. Okay, you got.
They held up well though.
Tyler Smith starting his first game. You got a center that was very leaky. You got a rookie starting the left guard, and you got an injured guy starting.
It wasn't an issue though.
So hold on, let me finish though. Okay, so to me, that limits your playbook. That limits a lot of the things that you can do as a coach, as an OC. Because for one, these guys haven't gotten the reps that you were going through with this first unit in training camp. So you basically you shrinking your playbook down in a sense. And I saw that today when y'all mentioned them going back to certain plays. They were going back to certain plays. They were going back to those plays because they had success with those plays. They had success today with the run game because of the fact.
Why? But the only thing is, I don't get why are you doing vertical routes going long when you have an offensive line that's compromised.
I mean, I don't think they were doing a lot of vertical stuff. They were doing vertical stuff with CD, but they went to the slant too late with Gallup, in my opinion. They went to the slants too late with Gallup. A lot of the stuff that they were doing was short to intermediate. To me, the personnel got to get better. You got to mix and match the personnel better. I would have liked to see Hunter in this game a little bit more because it was a rugged, grind out type of game. Hunter got one carry. On that one carry, he got 9 yards. Give it back, give it to him in the red zone. Throw him something into the flats in the red zone. Like do something to where you can at least go at least 2 for 5 in the red zone, or at least 3 for 5 in the red zone.
That's on the quarterback.
You were the number 1 red zone team last year with Dak.
But that's on the quarterback.
The quarterback don't send in the personnel, Don.
But he can't. He can ask like, "This is what I need." That's just stuff. What I'm just saying.
He got enough cachet. He should, in theory, he should have enough cachet within the organization, within the team, and within the offense to be like, I've been here 7 years, started since I was rookie, day one. I know what I want. I know what I like in the red zone.
Here's something. Brian is old as me. Remember when Troy Aikman got knocked out in the NFC Championship game? They put Marty Cozart in. You remember that, Dick, right?
I remember that, yeah.
Right. And they said, what plays you gonna run? And Jimmy said, we're gonna run the plays Bernie like. So there have to be some things that the quarterback likes. I don't know what it is, but there have to be things that he likes. And the thing is, I'm not trying to kill him because I'm not. I love that. But I'm just saying, I always go back to something Amari Cooper said. He was like, well, there was a play that was called, and Dak just ran it. He didn't go against it.
It was the Philly game. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, overtime.
And I know that was years ago, but it always sticks in my head where it's just like, bro, if you don't like this stuff, why are we running it? You have to be saying something. You gotta have a voice to say. And I don't know if he does. I'm just saying it just appears that way. You're throwing in the 3 guys. There's no way any quarterback is gonna like that. So I'm just saying, and maybe he needs to be overly coached how Parcells used to coach his guys. It's just like, this is what we running. We ain't running any of this other shit. This is what we running. So if that is the case, see, here's the thing, B. Why I say I don't want to extend him too far, because I want to tie him to Mike McCarthy. And I want to find out whatever's going on. Is it McCarthy who maybe he ain't having enough of a voice, or is it Prescott? And I don't know what it is. I just don't want to go into it because he's 30. He's going to be 31 after next year. And you talking about taking this dude in at 32 and 33? That's.
I watched the quarterback in Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
I'm gonna use Matt Ryan as
okay.
I watched the quarterback in Matt Ryan make bad mistake after bad mistake, bad throw after bad throw.
Right.
Until they changed and they brought in brought in Shanahan.
Right.
Hey, the first year on the Shanahan was rocky. That second year he played MVP type football, led them to the Super Bowl. Should have won the Super Bowl if Shanahan would have ran the ball. But that's another story. It's like with the situation with Dak, this is for me going into this season. And I would say it's NFC Championship or bust.
I got you. I know that you said that you've been very consistent.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing right now, it is a build. Each week they building on something. This week right here, they got knocked back because of the injury. So you took an approach where, okay, now I'm going into it. Okay, I can build on this week. All right, we kind of knew Zach Martin might not be playing. Okay, fine. Then Biotis comes up with the doggone hamstring. Then Tyron comes up with damn whatever he come up with. He bump his knee and he hurt. So he don't play. So as a coach, what I was gonna do this week, just like with the rain situation, how they changed the game plan. I think Mike today kind of got a little too conservative. I agree that there are things that Dak needs to do, but I'm not going. I don't want to have this conversation right now because I think it's too early in the season. Okay, let's.
Well, actually, I had this conversation in the offseason. I've been saying I wouldn't extend him. I would run it. I would run his contract out.
That's $60 million, bro. That's $60 million, bro. That's mismanagement, man.
They mismanage. I don't want to be, but the only thing is, I do not want to force myself into something where I don't have a real clear idea.
Well, you got Trey Lance.
I mean, they can coach him up. I said we was on the conversation. I said next year I'm playing him a lot. Okay. I don't know, but here's the thing. I don't necessarily know if he's the thing. So here's the thing. If I play him next year, say he looks well enough or whatever, I can always use him, package him with a first and move up if I decide if I want to go that route. All I'm saying is I wouldn't extend it. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm not saying they're going to do that.
So if you don't extend him, you're going to play a year with him having $60 million on the tag.
Yep.
All right. What Michael will be in year 4. CD will be in year 5. Right? Okay. CD will be going into year 5. Okay, so you got to play. You got to you got to extend. You got to do take up the 5th year option for CD. So
I ain't got to necessarily do his 5th option. They can extend him. That'll save your money.
You know they don't do that.
I'm saying what I would do. I didn't say what I think they would do. But see, I'm saying what I would do.
If you did for me though, and I'm the type of cat, the money side I don't worry about. Cause
no. I'm not talking about it from all right. Like if we was sitting here and let's say they do something with the money or whatever, I would always be like, all right, they done it. I don't worry about people's money. But we were talking about if I was a GM. So if I'm a GM, I'm talking like that way. But I'm not talking about nobody should deserve. I've never said he don't deserve his money. You never heard me say that. I never say that about players. I'm just saying for building as a football team, I would sit here and say, I'm not extending him. I need to see a little bit more. If he hits in his second year, like you just said, he gets his extension.
65. How many games he won in the NFL, man?
I know how many games he won.
65.
That man won 65 games.
You overreacted to our comments. I'm not
overreacting. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you did. You literally said to all of us, hold on. You said to all of us, how long y'all been playing? Watching football. Come on, bro.
Because some of the for me. I'm just
stupid. You about to call us stupid?
Some of the statements that y'all made.
What statements did we make?
Vince Lombardi got this saying. He says 90% of Dallas Cowboy fans are pure idiots. And
hold on. And Vince Lombardi, who I've talked to, said Terrence Steele was trash in his first year. And I told him, I said, yeah, but the thing is, he said he was so trash. He was like, just cut him and get rid of him. And I said, bro, he's a young player. Like, let's talk about this like 2 years now in a row. He shouldn't even be playing right now. You guys are killing him, and he shouldn't even be out there.
Yeah, but it's to me, it's just some comments that get up under my skin sometimes.
But I never trashed Dak Prescott.
I know how you talk.
I didn't trash Dak Prescott.
It's like when we lose a game or we lose something, the Dak conversation is going to come up. The Dak conversation.
Listen, okay, here. Hold on. For you can understand. You can understand me better. Because he think I'm just Dak bashing.
No. I'm not saying you Dak bashing. Don't get. I'm not saying you Dak bashing. But what I'm saying is the Dak conversation comes up every time.
But that's just us.
It's like, man, like for what? Like this man to me and people.
You know what? Hold on. You know what? I'm finna cut off the screen because I don't want to put us out viral since we talk about.